Hello everyone, Eternal Newbie here, and I got a request asking about how to add spells on Roll20, so let's go ahead and do that. As you can see, I have my character sheet open and we're ready to go. On Roll20, you either get the easy way or the hard way, and actually the hard way is easy too, so it's the easy way or the easier way. Let's go ahead and get right to it. The person that asked was asking about Cleric Forge domain, and those spells are perfect for what I'm looking for. So as you can see, I've got nothing here. And let's look at Cleric Forge domain. I already opened that up in preparation of this. They got Identify and Searing Smite. So let's search for that. Identify. I go to the compendium, which is a little eye with a circle around it. Type in Identify, and here it is. All I have to do is click on it and drop it on my character sheet somewhere. And it's right here, all ready to go. I look here. It cast. Super easy. But let's try Searing Smite. It is not in there unless you actually bought like the book it's in. I don't remember which book it's in. But if you bought that on Roll20, then you can find it. Or your DM if they have it. But let's say they don't. It's not hard to move in. All you have to do is just do it. So I put plus for a new spell. Searing Smite. And the easiest way to do this is find it online. I've got it right here. You can search anywhere. You can search D&D Beyond. You'll find it pretty easily. And I'm just going to copy this whole thing. That way I don't have to keep switching back and forth. Go back to my sheet, and I'm going to paste it all right here. Then I'm going to take this Add Higher Levels thing, take it out, and paste it right here. Add higher levels. Makes sense, right? Now let's go ahead and fill in this stuff. Casting time is 1 bonus action. If I wanted to, I could just cut it from here right here and paste it right here, but it's easy enough just to do. Range itself, it only has verbal components, so I get rid of those 2 boxes. It is concentration up to 1 minute. Spell casting ability, not super important on this one, but I'll fill it in anyway. And I like output to a spell card. We'll talk about doing it to an attack later. But I think we're done. Oh, let me just erase all this stuff because I don't need it. So now when I'm ready to cast it, same thing. I want to cast it level 1. This part doesn't really matter for this spell, which is why you could have just left that where it was. But whatever. Now, let's say I want to add that damage, because it does do 1d6 fire damage when you hit. You could always roll it just like this, /R, d6. Hey, look, there we rolled it. But if you're lazy like me, you might want to just set it up as where you do it like this. You go to Settings, you find Show Global Damage Modifier field, click the little box next to that, go to your core, and there's your global modifier right there. This is going to be Searing Smite. Damage is 1d6, and it's fire. So that's all set. Now let's say I don't cast it. I just click with my short sword, and there's my short sword. Nice roll. Look at me. Now let's say I cast Searing Smite first. Try saying Searing Smite 3 times fast. Searing Smite, Searing Smite, Searing Smite. Of course I can do it 3 times, just not once. Anyway, you click on that, check the little box. Now I cast it, and it does both damages, fire and piercing. If you happen to crit, it'll roll this twice, just like this. So it's really useful. And then when you don't need it, you just uncheck it. So that's how to add that spell. Now let's talk about adding a attack spell. I've chosen Toll the Dead because that's a pretty useful one that people have a lot of. And as you see, it's not in here. So I'm going to do it the exact same way. I go to cantrips, I add one, and Toll the Dead. Once again, I'll search it so I can copy and paste it because I don't really feel like messing around. I'm pretty sure it's necromancy, but we'll see. I've got it right here. I'm going to go ahead and copy all this. I don't even know it's a cantrip. I already know that. Going here, pasting it, and I'm not going to move this into the higher level thing because I don't want it to ask me every time I cast it what level to cast it at. As a matter of fact, now that I think about it, I want to change this and take that out of there and put it back in here because there's no reason for it to ask me what it's casting at because it's not rolling anything. Now when I cast it, it just casts. It doesn't ask me. So let's get back to this. So it is one action. The range is 60 feet. Target is, doesn't matter, it's just one target. Doesn't have any material. It's not concentration. Spellcasting ability is wisdom, because we're a cleric. And we want to do an attack this time. Oh, you know what? Before we do that, though, let's actually cast the spell so I can have it to look at. Now I have it in this window, so that'll make it easier for me. I don't have to keep switching back and forth. Save myself some time. Now let's go to an attack. Oh, it has duration here, instantaneous, whatever. Can't say I've ever actually used that, but your DM might want it, so why not? So, Toll the Dead has 2 damages. If they're damaged and when they're not damaged. So let's go ahead and put both those in there. If they're not damaged, it's 1d8. That is necrotic. And just to remind myself, I'm going to put a little note, undamaged. If they are damaged, it's 1d12 necrotic. And once again, I'm going to put a little note in there that it is damaged. It does have a saving throw. It's a wisdom saving throw. And that's really all I need to worry about. I don't need any of this other stuff. If the DM wants you to ping the spell, then you can come in here and change off into on. But for the most part, they're going to know what it is. So I'm not going to worry about that. So now I cast it. And there we go. 8 damage if they're undamaged. 6 if they're damaged. DC 13. Everything's I need. The only problem is, as you can see, my character's level 5. At level 5, Toll the Dead rolls 2d8 or 2d12. Now, you could go ahead and set that up, or you could do like I do and kind of cheat. That's why I have Firebolt right here. I'm going to take what they wrote for damage. I'm just going to copy it. And I'm going to put that in my damage for Toll the Dead right here. Instead of 1d12, I paste this, change the d10 to a d12, and voila. Same thing here. Instead of 1d8, I paste this, change the d10 to a d8, and hopefully everything's good. Let's make sure. That's good. That's good. That works. So that's how you do it. And if you look, if I change my level to level 1, level 1, and cast it, rolls 1d8 and 1d12. If I change my level to level 11 and cast it, it should roll 1d8 and 3d12. Now what happened there? This happens sometimes. I don't know why this happens, but like it'll disappear. Happens on my knowledge cleric who has potent spell casting. So I'm just going to paste it back in here. And don't forget to change this. Like it disappears sometimes. And I have to keep re-adding it. I don't know. But let's see now. Ooh, bad roll, but it worked. So there you go. That's how you add those things. I hope you found this video informative. If you have any other questions about Roll20, let me know. I'll answer them if I can. Thank you for watching and have yourself just an amazing day.